I have never stolen money from anywhere, be it from our taxpayers, be it from anyone. I have never done so. I was not involved in any criminal conduct, and once again I pledge my full cooperation with any form of investigation.
A quiet farm in Limpopo, late at night, no alarms, no police sirens, no official report. But inside that farm, hundreds of thousands of dollars vanish. Not 5,000 rands, not 50,000 rands, not 500,000 rands, over $500,000 US, hidden inside a sofa. And when the money disappeared, no police case was opened.
The report is what you will have read. I had nothing to do with it. So that is a process. As I've always said, processes must play themselves out.
Meanwhile, Police Minister Firoz Kachalia told Parliament in September last year that Rueda has since been cleared.
Not immediately, not officially. Instead, insiders handled it. Now, years later, a secret report has been released and is raising serious questions. Questions about police officers, questions about power, and questions about the president himself. But before we continue, remember everything discussed in this video is based on reports, public statements, and allegations. No one mentioned here is guilty unless proven in court. And if you want more deep investigations like this, subscribe now because the next story might shock you even more.
There is too much money in the intelligence. Now your president was caught with dollars. You don't ask the question, where did he get the dollars? Slush funds includes all foreign currencies. All currency you can think of. There are pounds there. You remember the story when they said they broke into the SSA offices, they took the foreign currency money. So, boom, your president is found with dollars. Where did the guy get the dollars?
The story begins in 2020 at a private game farm called Phala Phala Farm, owned by Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa. According to reports, a break-in took place, but this was not an ordinary burglary. Inside the farmhouse, there was money, a lot of money, about $580,000, nearly 8 million rands at the time. And here's the part that shocked many people. The money was allegedly hidden inside a sofa, not in a bank, not in a safe deposit box, inside furniture, a sofa. When the theft happened, many expected the usual response: call the police, open a case, start an investigation. But that's not what happened. Instead, the matter was reportedly handled internally by members of the Presidential Protection Unit. No official case was opened immediately, and for nearly 2 years, the public knew nothing.
Farm. The report finds that the two SAPS officials failed to report the robbery.
An IPID report reveals a covert mission to recover the president's stolen money. Classified Independent Police Investigative Directorate report shows Major General Wally Rueda refused to cooperate with investigators probing the Phala Phala theft. The report reveals he led a covert cross-border mission to recover the stolen dollars in 2020 without properly reporting the case to then Police Commissioner Kehla Sitole.
And when the report became public, it pointed fingers not at ordinary officers, but at senior members of the Presidential Protection Unit. Two names stood out. Everything stayed quiet until 2022. That's when a shocking move happened. A former intelligence boss, Arthur Fraser, went public. He revealed that money had been stolen from the president's farm, and suddenly the silence ended. The story exploded across South Africa. People began asking, why was so much money at the farm? Why wasn't the theft reported immediately? Who handled the investigation? And most importantly, was something being hidden? Only after Fraser spoke out was a formal police case finally opened. 2 years later, 2 years of silence. That delay alone raised suspicion across political cycles and civil society. But the biggest twist was still coming. Fast forward to this week. A once classified report was finally released. The report came from Independent Police Investigative Directorate, also known as IPID. For years, the report had been kept secret. Then political parties pushed for its release using the Promotion of Access to Information Act. According to the report, they're accused of concealing the theft, using state resources improperly, conducting an unauthorized investigation, falsifying official documents. Again, these are allegations, not proven facts, but the details raised serious concerns, especially when investigators found that normal police procedures were allegedly ignored. One of the most shocking details in the report involves a trip across the border. According to investigators, Major General Rod allegedly traveled to Namibia, but here's what made the trip controversial. He reportedly used VIP protection resources for someone who was not entitled to them. Documents claimed the travel was official, but questions were raised about who approved it and whether it was legal.
Investigations further revealed that Rode, in a memo, indicated that he was instructed to travel to Namibia by the president to accompany Dr. Pejane Chauke, who was then the president's advisor a few days after one of the suspects was arrested in the land of the brave. The report also indicates that Chauke and Rode traveled together in one of the vehicles to a guest house in the Northern Cape, and that 4 units were booked for accommodation. But according to the former National Police Commissioner General Kesha Sithole, Chauke is not permitted to use resources of the SAPS VIP unit, as he was not mentioned as a VIP in the policy on risk management systems. The report revealed that Rode abused his power and the resources of the SAPS and recommended that disciplinary action be taken against both Rokoto and Rode.
Meanwhile, Constable Ricotta reportedly spent 8 days in Cape Town conducting surveillance. Now, here's the most important part. Did the report find that President Cyril Ramaphosa ordered a cover up? According to the findings, no. The report states there was no direct evidence that the president ordered or participated in hiding the crime. Instead, it says the president reported the theft to Major General Rod. And from there, the matter was handled within the Presidential Protection Unit, outside normal police procedures. That decision, according to analysts, created what some call an investigative vacuum, a situation where official systems were bypassed, not necessarily illegal, but highly controversial. After the report was released, reaction was immediate. Political analysts, civil society groups, and activists spoke out. Some argued that holding only police officers accountable would not be fair. They questioned whether 2 officers should carry all the blame while powerful figures remained untouched. Others says the real problem was the delay. Why did it take so long for the truth to come out? And why was the report kept secret for years? Some activists went even further, calling for accountability at the highest level. Others called for transparency and full public closure.
We spent a year trying to get access to the information through PIA applications, and we were given a runaround. But now that the IPID report has been released, there's some really important things that are going to have to be dealt with. And as they say, the pigeons have come home to roost for President Cyril Ramaphosa, because there was a judgment or a finding and recommendations by Judge Sandile Ngobo, who found, and I'll read just some of the stuff very quickly. He says there's a prima facie case that the president may have committed a serious violation of sections 96.2A of the Constitution, a serious violation of section 34 of the PRECA Act, and serious misconduct in the president violating various other sections and in a way that is inconsistent with his office. Now, these are very serious allegations.
But once again, all these remain opinions and allegations, not legal judgment, not convictions. And now, possible disciplinary action may still happen. Further investigations may still take place, and political consequences may still unfold. But the biggest question remained: why was the money there? Why wasn't the crime reported immediately? And who, if anyone, should be held responsible. Only time and possibly the courts will decide. If you find this story important, or if you believe the truth matters, subscribe to True Crime with Nsuku's Folktale, because here we don't ignore difficult stories. We follow the facts, we follow the allegations, and we follow the truth wherever it leads. And remember, everything discussed in this video is based on reports, allegations, and public sources. No one is guilty yet, unless proven in court of law. And this is True Crime with Nsuku's Folktale. See you on the next case.